Hello and welcome. 55 for 3. Just Ravindra Jadeja survives, and that's important because if you remember, at Leeds, 55 for 3, and that's when Ajinkya Rahane fell the ball before lunch, and everything fell apart for India. That's how the tide turned after a reasonably good period with Rohit and Rahane, that wicket, and then after lunch, it was just nowhere. I mean, 78 all out, and if you scored like that, you absolutely stand no chance in a test match. Losing the toss, England clearly taking advantage of the overcast conditions, movement of the ball, extra bounce for Rohit Sharma. Cheteshwar Pujara, disappointing shot. If you see the replays, the host broadcaster was showing again away from the body, and Sunil Gavaskar constantly said the same thing on commentary that, at about 6th stump, 5th stump, if you play that ball, the only place that it's traveling to is either the wicketkeeper or the slips. Now, I will obviously go down each dismissal and we will analyze it in detail. But the first, let's address the elephant in the room, Ravichandran Ashwin. I don't have an answer. Now, if hundreds of questions will come, why no Ravichandran Ashwin? I will also add to the question why Ravichandran Ashwin is not playing. I actually, like most, I don't have an answer to that. I genuinely don't have an answer to that. Would I have wanted Ravichandran Ashwin to play at the Oval? I would have absolutely wanted Ravichandran Ashwin to play at the Oval. If you see the track record, if you see the way he played for Surrey, if you see the way spinners have bowled in this particular match, in this particular venue, in every sense you would want Ravichandran Ashwin to have played this game. Why did he not play? Honestly, if you really think in terms of cricket, in logic, I don't know. I mean, I'm quite baffled. I'm quite baffled as to why Ravi Ashwin is not playing. You're going in with 4 fast bowlers. I understand that theory that you want in a green wicket. And yes, the wicket is green. Yes, the overcast and all of that. And before the toss, you're not supposed to know. So I get all of that. I do get all of that you wanted 4 fast bowlers. But Ashwin's not that bad a batsman. You are playing Shardul Thakur. Was this a call that Ravindra Jadeja will bat at number 5? And that's something. Is that a reason? Is that a reason? I mean, did India know that he will bat there? Or is it a call that because 3 quick wickets have fallen, you wanted to alternate the right-left? This is what you tried in Melbourne. You tried to break the bowler's monotony. Rohit, Rahul, Pujara, Kohli, all right-handers. So it is important for you to try and upset the bowler's line. That's why you sent a left-hander. Is that one of the reasons that Jadeja will perhaps bat up? Doesn't really sound plausible, does it? I mean, if you really think deep, and I have been trying to do, as many of you have been trying to do, I'm sure, I couldn't really understand why Ravichandran Ashwin would not play this particular test match. 4 fast bowler theory, as I said, I get it. I do get that. England's also going for 4 fast bowlers and Moeen. You've got 4 left-handers in that England lineup. Moeen, Rory Burns, David Malan, and 4 left-handers in that opponent's lineup. And you have an Offie who's the world's best off-spinner, number 2 bowler in the world. Though I don't give any credence to such rankings, but he's a match winner. I mean, he's a top act. And he's there in your lineup, he's fresh, clearly will have that extra incentive to prove himself. Ravindra Jadeja has picked up 2 wickets in 3 test matches. So if you take all of these things, into account, and then you say to oneself, oh, you know what, Ravichandran Ashwin is not playing this particular test match, and you're like, why? What's going on? Why would you not want Ravichandran Ashwin in the side? So it's a massive call. Make no mistake. If India can pull this one out, if they bat well, if they get to, it's a good wicket to bowl. If they get to a decent enough total and their bowlers do the job, everything will become good because, success proves you right, whatever call you take. There's nothing that succeeds like success, and we know that. So if India does go on to win this test match, the Ravichandran Ashwin call will not be debated. But if it's to the contrary, The Ravichandran Ashwin call will be debated till the cows come home. It will happen. It has to happen. Everybody will want to ask this question: why would you not want Ash to play in this particular test match at the Oval? As I said, I mean, I have been thinking about this the last couple of hours. I was pretty much hopeful, like many of you, that Ashwin for Ishant was the change that I was envisaging. But having said that, it's a big call. It's a big call that Virat and Ravi and the management have taken. Coming to the Indian batting effort, started decently. First few overs of the Duke's ball did not swing much. KL played a couple of good shots. Rohit played one decent shot. The Rohit ball, the previous ball or the ball before, I thought was a bad shot where he chased one. And then the next one just jumped from an awkward length. And that was actually a very good ball. Rohit had no other option but to play at it, and it went to the wicketkeeper. That was a very good ball from Chris Woakes. Immediate impact. I mean, Chris Woakes has been one of the best swing bowlers for England. Playing for Sam Curran, the Indians have had issues with the right-hand swing bowlers in this particular series, be it Ollie Robinson, Jimmy Anderson. So a very good call to play Chris Woakes, and immediate impact, and the Rohit Sharma wicket. That sort of opened it up. KL Rahul, I thought, played for the outswing. The ball came in just about on line. It was umpire's call. Could have gone either way. This umpire's call is such a little margin for error. When first I saw it and the umpire took his time to give that decision out, for a second I thought maybe outside the line. Maybe because or it was that exaggerated shuffle of KL Rahul. He moved away. I thought this could well be outside the line. And then obviously it was umpire's call and KL was declared out. He was starting to look decent, and it was a big wicket. Cheteshwar Pujara, 90, one thought he would be in better nick. That same dismissal, I mean, if you are making the same mistake, it has to be worked on. I mean, that same mistake where the bat is coming outside off and edge to slips, edge to the wicketkeeper. Jimmy Anderson and the host broadcaster was showing his dismissal from the last game. And I thought Sunil Gavaskar on commentary made some very important points about the way Cheteshwar got out. I mean, you need someone like a Cheteshwar to bat it out, take it to the 35th over and score a few, because then it becomes easier for the middle order, especially in difficult batting conditions. And that was a loose one. I mean, something that you might score some in the second innings, that's a different matter. But that was a loose shot, which was disappointing for me. From Cheteshwar Pujara. Coming to Virat Kohli, so far has looked good, except that false one of Anderson inside edge was in 2 miles, and the look of Anderson, couple of words with Kohli. But so far, the on drive was excellent. Obviously, when those drives come out and come off, they look superb with Virat there. The soft hands to third man, another very good shot, the straightish of Craig Overton. 18 Kohli, one of the most important innings he's playing this series. Make no mistake, everyone's waiting. Everyone waiting with their daggers out. He's dropped Ravi Ashwin. Massive call from the Indian captain. 55 for 3. Match on the edge. If he gets out, we know what can happen. 100 all out, and it'll be all cock-a-hoop England. We've seen that happen at Leeds. It's a very, very good England bowling attack. Conditions aren't going to get better for India. So Virat Kohli is the most important cog in this Indian wheel. Very, very important cog in this Indian wheel to score. We've seen Kohli do that in 18. They were showing his averages. And if you see from last year, before last year was 75, 50-ish. So for a period, it was just unbelievable. Scoring hundreds at will. And of course, the form has tapered off. Of course, he's going through a bit of a lean period. But that's when you want. After all, he's a champion batsman, and none of us will ever doubt his pedigree, his quality. There's absolutely zero debate that Virat Kohli is the best. We have one of the best in the world, one of the best of all time. You would want the captain to deliver. You would want the captain, because this is a 250, 275 wicket. You've got a 4-pronged pace attack with a Ravindra Jadeja, and you've got swing bowlers. Umesh Yadav will move the ball. Shardul Thakur will move the ball. Jasprit Bumrah top act. Mohammad Siraj top act has been in excellent form. So India does have the bowlers. But if the bowlers have to come into play You've got to give them runs. No Ravichandran Ashwin also could have done anything. Let's be clear. If your batting unit gets all out for 100 or 125, even if India played Ravichandran Ashwin and were bowled out for 100 and 125, it would still be England all the way. So you've got to score. First innings at the Kennington Oval, if you do not get close to 250, 275 this innings, then you're looking straight down the barrel. Make no mistake, you're looking straight down the barrel, and you are making it very, very difficult for yourself, because England will have hold all the aces. They will know they will have all the opportunity in the world to put you under pressure. And first day itself, the match goes away from you. So perhaps the most important session coming up in the post-lunch session, Virat Kohli will have to deliver. If Virat Kohli doesn't deliver in the post-lunch session, God save India. God save India. Rishabh Pant has to score. All of the remaining batsmen. There's Ajinkya Rahane still in the pavilion, and I'm going to come to that, the Ravindra Jadeja call. There's Ajinkya Rahane still in the pavilion, there's Rishabh Pant, and there's Shardul Thakur, mind you, who also can bat decent. We know that. All of these batters will have to contribute, because you've got to get to 250, 275. As I said, the baffling call of Ravi Ashwin is already out there. Everyone is talking about that call, and another batting collapse, and there will be a lot of chatter, a lot of noise, a lot of chatter as to what is going on. So Virat Kohli on 18, that has to get to 80. I mean, or even more. Virat Kohli has to resurrect this Indian innings somehow post-lunch. Now coming to the Ravindra Jadeja call. I actually think it's a decent call, because you break the monotony. This is what the Indians tried in Australia. Ravindra Jadeja is not a bad batter. He's played the second new ball in recent times. He's looked pretty comfortable, be it in Australia against the Australians, be it even in the final of the WTC for a while when Neil Wagner and company kept bowling to his body. He did show decent amount of resistance. Even in this series in patches, Ravindra Jadeja has looked a decent enough batsman. He has, of course, improved as a batter. Make no mistake, he has improved as a batter in recent times, and this is a call, I think this is Ravi Shastri's call, that send a right-left combination. Let the bowlers have to change their lines. One will have to come over the wicket. Let Ravindra Jadeja spoil the rhythm of the bowlers, because they were settling into that beautiful channel with one right-hander after another. Ajinkya Rahane hasn't been in the most spectacular of form, so it's not as if that he's scoring runs by the hundreds that you are sort of changing the batting order there. I thought the Ravindra Jadeja call, get the right-left, isn't a bad call. Will it come off? Nobody knows. Will it, there's absolutely no way that one can predict if it will come off or not. But if you really go deep, of course it was surprising to see Ravindra Jadeja come out ahead of Ajinkya Rahane, ahead of Rishabh Pant, was surprising. But I somehow have this belief that it was a good call. I do think it was a decent call. And I can actually, unlike the Ravichandran Ashwin one, which I don't understand, I can actually try and figure out or fathom where this thought process is coming from. Having spoken to Ravi and Bharat multiple times in the past about Australia, the Jadeja Pant selection in Melbourne, one knows where the Jadeja promotion in the batting order is coming from, and it might well come off for India, because Ravindra Jadeja is gritty. The running between the wickets will be top draw, because these are two quality athletes out there. So that easy sort of ones will be converted. I mean, twos will be there. The multiple times you will see they're running solid. So these two will take every possible opportunity to keep the scoreboard ticking. Solid athletes, serious athletes. So I think overall I can understand the Ravindra Jadeja call, and we've got to see whether it comes off or not. But I have hope that it just might be a very important call taken for India. Post-lunch, England will come hard. I thought Chris Woakes was the best bowler of the morning. Ollie Robinson and Chris Woakes, excellent. So was Jimmy Anderson. Jimmy Anderson has been solid right through the series, but the wicket that he got off Cheteshwar Pujara was, I think, more of Pujara's fault than Anderson's ball. The Rohit ball was more Chris Woakes, because it was a lovely delivery. Lovely delivery. The ball that came into KL Rahul, I thought he misread it. But again, a very close shy, could have been just outside off. But the Cheteshwar Pujara dismissal is frustrating me. And frankly, you know what? If you don't score in the first innings of a test match at the Kennington Oval, boss, it's curtains for you. You've damn it got to score. Let's be clear. I mean, there's no sort of going around the bush. You've got to score. You want to win the series, go and score. Virat Kohli, Ajinkya Rahane, Ravindra Jadeja, Rishabh Pant, Shardul Thakur, score, man. You've got to score. Go get a 250, 275, get your bowlers into the act, get your bowlers into the mix, and then you make a match of it. Otherwise, it's silly. I mean, otherwise, what's the difference between 2014 and now? 2014 Lords, we played a wonderful test match. And then Southampton and all down. I mean, come on, you've got to score. I do believe India will do that. I've said this in the past, I say it again. I do think this team has it in them to stand up, and they will. I do think they will score. So let's see what happens after lunch. I remain optimistic. I do think the Ravindra Jadeja call was a well thought out one and not one just coming out of the Mickey. That, okay, what happened, Ravindra Jadeja? No, I do think it was a well thought out call. So two things I'll finish the show with. One, Virat Kohli knows how important this innings is. He's got to be the glue. He's got to be the glue. Leave those expansive drives, bat and bat. Every time maybe the ball comes a tad closer, that's when you score. But you cannot play those booming drives and cover drives and get out to a rash shot or, caught behind or slips. The Indian captain cannot do that. He's got to take additional responsibility. And second, everybody has to put a price on their wicket. Whatever happens will happen these two sessions, post-lunch and then. You get out for 100, gone. I mean, whatever anybody says, no Ashwin, nobody could have saved India if they get out for 100 runs. Then it's all England. I mean, it's a disaster again. You do not want that. And that's why the most important session coming up, you've got 3 down. Your back is against the wall. England will come cock-a-hoop, show character. Show character and show fight. That's what you would want to see from India. Show character, show fight. Be feisty. Virat Kohli has always been that. Feisty. So it's very, very important. I do think there's a lot to be optimistic. Fingers crossed. I'll end the show here with the thought that I will see fight. Subscribe to the platform. A lot coming your way. Paralympics will be celebrated big time, big day in badminton today. All our stars, Krishna, Pramod, Palak, all of our stars winning there. But as far as the cricket is concerned, big post-lunch session. Fingers crossed for India, crossed for Kohli. He's perhaps playing one of the most important innings in recent times. Subscribe to the platform, ring the notification bell, keep supporting Sports Today. Every possible sports news will come your way. Cricket, of course, Paralympics, big. Every possible news point will come your way, and that's a promise. Thanks very much for watching.